Hi, I'm Timothy Williams. I'm your host for Keeping It Real talk show that airs on the Keeping It Real network. Once again, I must say thanks for tuning in to Keeping It Real talk show on today. Our guest is City Councilwoman Rolanda Jones for the District 1 of the big city of Elba, Alabama. So how are you doing today, Councilwoman Rolanda?
I'm doing well today.
That's great. That's great. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Well, I'm the oldest of 4 children. My mom and my dad are Mary and James Jones and the late Paul Russell. And with Paul, I do have 4 other siblings, so I'm an extended family. I have several nieces and nephews and stepchildren and step-grandkids. So I love my grandmothers to death. I would say I am a grandmama's baby, both of them grandmama's babies. So I work at Alabama Power Company. I've been there going on now on the 29th of this month. It'll be 11 years. And of course, I've served on the council here for the past 4 years. Wow.
So tell us a little about your vision. You know, I was fortunate within your 4 years to help you, do some things in the community. And I see that, you have a vision, for District 1. You've done a lot for this community. And there's one thing I want you to elaborate on is about the housing. You can ride through the neighborhood now and you see homes that are being able to be, remodeled and all that stuff. Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes. When I first took office, when we met with the mayor, he came to me, he came to each one of us. He said, I want you to give me a sheet on what you want done in your district. So number 1 on my list was housing redevelopment, because I knew there were some people in the neighborhood that needed roofs. They needed insulation. They needed their windows done. They needed new doors. So that was number 1 on my list. Number 2 on my list was the sewer system and the streets of this community. I have ran into many holes and trying to get them fixed and stuff. And I decided, when I ran, I said, those are the things I wanted to impact. And I want to be able to be a helper to anyone else in the community that was doing anything. My name didn't have to be on it. I just wanted to be a help. And so you got with me. A few other people got with me and said, okay, Rolanda, we'll do what we can do to help. And my biggest vision for this community is for us to take our own ownership of the community, for us to want what we want for our community. Now, as District 1, that's what I want for District 1. I want to be able to ride the street and it look like Mayberry, so to speak. I want us to, us to take that pride in our own ownership and not necessarily have to be told we need to do something. I want us to do it. And also, that's my vision for the whole entire city. I mean, as a council person, you just don't govern your district. You're governing the whole city. So I want to be able to drive across that bridge and see beauty when I come in to the town. And we're already a close-knit community. And so I wanted us as a community to get even closer. So, and when the housing redevelopment came about, I was so excited. Myself, we got involved and we got the flyers out for the community so they would know about it. They wouldn't let me know too many details because we have a lady that ran the program, Rachel Armstrong ran the program, and and the people homes are fixed. As a matter of fact, a home next door to here, we call him Mr. Newt. His house is totally renovated, and every time I pass by there, he throw me a smile and he said, "Girl, I appreciate it." I had another lady who got air conditioning in her house, and she came to me. She said, "Rolanda," she said, "when I hit that switch," she said, I shout." She said, "I give out a loud shout." I had another relative of mine, my cousin. He got his done, and we had a housewarming. I mean, the people that are benefiting from it are just excited about it. And in line with that, on August the 18th, coming up Thursday at 6:00 p.m. at Elba City Hall, we will have the USDA back for people who want to have home ownership.
Right. Wow.
And not only home ownership, if you have renovations for your house and you didn't qualify for the last program, then this program is open to you as well.
Right.
So I didn't want to just leave it hanging.
Right.
I wanted to keep going with it, you know,
That's right.
and giving the people other options.
Right.
So, you know, anything that I can do, as you can reach me, my address even, you can reach me. I should have stated where I lived at. I live at 708 Kennedy Drive. It's over next to my mama. So I guess I need to say I'm a mama's girl.
Yeah, I was getting ready to say that.
Because you can look out my side door and I can look at my mama's house.
Right.
And you know, I'm still, I always joke a little bit and say that my mama has one child, she still has the parent. She parents me.
Right. Wow.
So, you know, I'm proud of that. I'm proud to be in the community in which I grew up in.
Right.
I mean, I grew up in Kennedy Estate, and I love Kennedy Estate. So, you know, the same requirements I ask of anybody else, I ask of myself, you know.
That's right.
So.
And what I like about it is I'll never forget, not only was you raised in this community, but I remember, oh man, go back, 20 years ago?
Right.
When we had the youth center.
Oh,
we
wow.
We talk about that all the time, you know?
Wow.
And you just didn't pop up on the scene. You were doing things then, you know?
Right.
And I'll never forget that, you know?
Right.
And, you know, you had big dreams then, and, you know, and it was amazing because now here it is, you the city councilwoman for this district, you know what I'm saying?
I was thinking about that. As a matter of fact, I was riding by there the other day, and I was thinking about how we used to meet there with the young guys, and those young guys are now grown men.
That's right.
So it tells your age, not mine. So I was thinking about that, and I used to live on this very street,
right,
at 622 Jackson Street.
Right. Yep.
And so it's right now where my daddy's house stands.
Right.
And so, you know, I lived there. I've lived in this community, you know, and so it was like seeing those kids come after school and coming there for us to tutor, talk to them, and you get with them on those man type of things and tell them how to be men. I mean, I grew in admiration for you then, because you took these kids on as if they were your own as well.
Right.
And it was really fun to see them develop. It was me, you, your sisters.
Right.
We all got in there together and ran that program, and we had to keep up with all that paperwork too.
Right.
As a matter of fact, I moved from Lee Street, and I remember going through all that paperwork and throwing it away, and I was like, oh my goodness, I should have kept it now, because I could have showed that to Timothy.
That's right. Yeah.
And just getting rid of the paperwork, I think, you know, 2 years ago, maybe 3 years ago, when I was like, oh my gosh, we did that. And that gave me such an overwhelming feeling of accomplishment.
Right.
You know, just to help the youth in the community, you know. And growing up as a little girl, I remember, you know, having a dream of wanting to do something in that building.
Right.
So when you came along, it was like, oh wow, and how you pull it out of me.
Right.
Because I'll kind of pull back, and you'll say, no, we're going to do it. So having a motivator and someone I admire, you know, motivate me.
Right.
And, you know, we just worked the program out, just worked it out.
And now, you know, it's just history
being
made, you know what I'm saying? And with 4 years you're in office, and what really gets me is that you're not one that sits back, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
But you go forward, and you know, and you have the people, you know, on your mind. It's not about your agenda, but it's about what can I do for the people, and that means a lot.
Thank you. Thank you.
Yeah.
And, you know, I'm not saying that I'm the perfect councilwoman.
Right.
I know that I have room to grow, but I needed that time to get in and kind of get my footing and understand the legalities of what a councilwoman can and cannot do. Number one, I cannot govern District 1 by itself as a separate entity of this community. So everything has to be inclusive to the whole entire city unless specified. The mayor supports any initiative that I try to do.
Right.
And he is 100% behind me. And if he feels that it's something that may not be, he'll let me know. And I'm, at the point where I know how to take his advisement, because a leader has to learn how to follow.
That's it.
And so I follow the leadership of Mayor Mickey Murdoch, and whatever he needs me to do, that's what I try to do. And anything that you need me to improve upon, I can do that. I have no problem with anyone contacting me. Again, I live at 708 Kennedy Drive. It's in Kennedy State. My phone number, of course, is public to me. It's 334-389-5358. If I don't answer, you're welcome to leave a voicemail.
Right.
I will certainly call you back. It may take me some time, but I will call you back. You can inbox me on Facebook. Any way you need to get in contact with me. I do attend Harris Temple Church of God in Christ too, which is in this community.
That's right.
So if you want to meet me at church on Sunday, you can meet me at church on Sunday. We do have council meetings on second and fourth Mondays. If you say, I can't find that girl, you will find me at that council meeting. I have missed not very many council meetings, and most of the time it's due to illness or of a family member or myself. But other than that, I'm there for the people. And if you bring an issue there, and that issue is viable for the betterment of this district, I will support you 100%.
And we've seen it. I remember, doing the city council meeting for TV, and I've seen, you in action, how you take this district at your heart, not just the district, but the city as a whole. I'll never forget when it flooded, this past December, and our city councilwoman was on the job, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
And that speaks volume for, District 1 and for the whole city as a whole, you could have stayed at home, you could have said, well, I'm going to stay in the cuts, but you didn't do that,
No, I couldn't do that. I had to get out, and it was kind of funny saying I was doing. It wasn't funny at the time. Hearing about the flood, it was nerve-wracking a little bit. Trying to keep up with the information, making sure that our district was okay, and making sure other districts were okay, and making sure the people were okay in the city of Elba. And I remember, when they said, Rolanda, somebody's house is flooded. So I was like, immediately, my niece, Kayla, said to me, T, don't take this as a personal thing, like you flooded the city. This is weather. Because they immediately saw my concern on my face, and my family, knowing who I am, know that I want to try to conquer it all. And so I got a chance to bag sandbags. I couldn't pick the bags up. It was kind of funny. So they swap my job duties around, but we got in there as a team. And we worked, and I saw other communities come, Brantley, Luverne, Opp. I had them as far as Tennessee, Montgomery, Georgia. I mean, we had them come from all over to help us bag those sandbags. And we got up there as a team, and we worked together to do it. Not only did we do the sandbags, we visited the American Red Cross shelter up there. I couldn't do anything but just, I'm not certified, but they let me sit there and they let me organize stuff. And I got a chance to, I took a TV up there. I think it's still at the school today. For the young people to have something to watch. I mean, just knowing that they had lost everything. And getting on the phone, calling people. Also, when I was bagging sandbags, we had people from Enterprise, Hillcrest Baptist Church, who happened to work with me from Alabama Power Company, come to try to bag sandbags with us. So it was I love the heart of people, and to see people come together to accomplish a common goal. And I also, Minister Elder, want to give a shout out to Philip Box and Church of God up there. They took that thing on, stored that stuff in their building. I think we had other churches, Westside Baptist Church. I think we had Assembly of God. I don't know who all else, but all the churches that helped us out. But Philip got in there and took control of the rains of the
That's right. Yeah.
of the flood.
Right.
And not only did he do that, he gave me updates, personal updates, and would call me and let me know what was going on.
Right.
Although we only had one individual in our district that was affected by the flooding and the weather that harmed her home, but I asked them, I said, make sure she's taken care of, and
Right.
they assured me that they would take care of her and make sure she had what she needed. I had, it was just an open line of communication, and doing what I need to do to get
Right.
it done. And it wasn't
Definitely.
just me by myself.
Right.
And then anything that I do is not me.
That's right.
I'm
That's
doing
right.
it for the work of the Lord as well.
Right.
It's not me. I don't need my name in lights.
Right.
I tell, you get on me about that all the time.
Right.
But I feel like I need to work. I don't
That's right.
necessarily, need to be in the limelight. But however, I do, if you want me to come help you clean up, I can
Right.
do that. But remember, you got to come help me clean up too.
Right.
Because it's a
Right.
togetherness
That's it.
effort.
Together.
A
That's
togetherness
right.
effort.
Definitely.
Which brings up the cleanup you and I had.
Oh,
in the
yeah.
community.
Wow. Definitely. I think it was two,
Yeah.
when the school came together,
Mulberry Heights Park. I think it was confusion on who actually owned the park.
Right.
Well, I'm finding out the Elba City Schools own the park.
Yeah.
But Superintendent Threadgill is very good man, very good superintendent.
Right.
He called me up and he said, Rolanda, we're going to have a cleanup on whatever date it was. He said, I want you to be a part of this.
Right.
And he said, I want you to know that I'm doing this in an effort to help you up here. And we came up, we mowed grass, and
Right.
we planted flowers. We picked up trash. We even grilled up there for anyone who wanted to come out and help us out.
Right. That's
And we
right.
just had a good time.
Definitely.
And I learned that our teachers are dedicated.
Right. That's right.
And I love their thing, one team, one goal, which is excellence.
That's right. That's right.
So
Definitely.
I kind of want to adopt that theme this year for myself. One team, one goal, which is excellence.
That's right.
Then I looked at it and I was like, let's do something different. Strengthening our community.
That's right.
Together.
Together. That's right.
Together, because no one person can do it.
Right.
It takes a concerted
That's it.
effort of everyone.
Definitely, definitely. So tell us a little bit about your campaign. I know the elections are. Tell us the day of the election.
The elections are August 23rd, 2016. That will be held at the Elba Recreational Center. I'm thinking the polls open at 7.
Right.
And I think they close at 6. I'm not sure, 6 or 7. And it'll run all day. I asked everybody for their support. And like I said, if there's anything I can do better, I don't mind anyone coming telling me, I need you to do this, Councilwoman, because I've learned a lot. I've learned a lot about the budget of the city, how much money we have to spend for
Right.
what. I mean, it's very detailed and in depth on that stuff. And I had to study, the
Right.
different laws and things that we can and cannot do. And then when I got the spreadsheets, thanks to my job, I was able to read the spreadsheets, the variances, the
Right.
difference in the budget, how the percentages are from month to month and year to year.
Right.
And I was able to know all that stuff because of that. And I was excited. And the mayor said, Rolanda, if you need any further insight, I'll be glad to help you. But fortunately, I was already versed in that part of it.
Right.
And it's not that we can just go out and spend a whole lot of money, because we're really on a budget.
Right. That's right.
And
That's
when
right.
we get grant money, we are accountable for that money to
Right.
the government.
That's right.
So we can't do, I think there's a misconception of what we can do with those types of funds.
Right.
But there's I guess you could say a rule or a line that we have to draw when it comes to grant money.
Right.
So we have to follow those rules and those regulations.
That's right.
And we try to do that.
Right.
And, it's just been interesting. A big learning
Experience. Yeah. Definitely. So I need you to look in the camera and encourage somebody today, which we know that, you're getting ready for a re-election for, District 1.
Right.
And what can you tell them, which I know you have 2 more opponents,
Yes,
that's
sir.
running against you. And,
Right.
what can you actually tell the people? Because, some of the people, they may want to know, I know one question came up about different things, about the light bills and all this stuff. What can you tell them?
About the issues of the light bill, we do have council meeting, but we do have a water and electric board go before. We do take suggestions. If there's something that specifically about that light bill that you want Councilwoman to address, you have to come to me. I just can't go before the board on my own. And of course, you have to be scheduled to get on the agenda. That's even with the city council. You have to schedule yourself to be put on the agenda. And I too am affected by the light bills. No, I don't get a discount. Also, if there is any complaints on any issue that you have, you can call me or text me. Again, my number is 334-389-5358. 334-389-5358. You can call me. I'll be glad to address it. I will address it in the council meeting. If I have to, I'll call the mayor. I'll address it any way you need me to address it. But you can't even come to my home. I ask that you not come after 8 o'clock because I go to bed around that time, 8:30. So you can come and to my home, 708 Kennedy Drive. I will have a sit down with you personally, one-on-one. That's how you can reach me. And any other things that I can do, you just let me know and I'll try to get it done. And right now also we're starting a group for the Mulberry Heights area. It will be called the Mulberry Heights Community Development Committee. And what that committee will do will seek to better this community. And we will have functions and we will have community events. And those community events will all be for the betterment of this community. And also, anything that I can do for any part of my district, you can call me. I'd be more than happy to do it. And like I said, my next major project is going to be the streets of Mulberry Heights and the sewer system. We already have sewer tests going to try to get those issues resolved so that you all will eventually have a bigger update and be able to know what we're going to do.
Once again, I would like to say thanks for coming on Keeping It Real,
Yes.
talk show, and, enlighten the people, telling the people about what's going on and what they can do. And you're no stranger to District 1,
No, I'm not a stranger to this.
Right. And you've been doing work, and that's what it's all about. We talk about that all the time,
Right.
Getting out doing,
Right.
We can talk about it all day long, I see a lot of candidates, they talk about we're going to do this and we're going to do that. But, you wasn't one that just spoke it. You got out there and you got your hands dirty. We talked about picking up paper, picking up stuff side the road. We were out on Martin Luther King Drive cleaning it up. And, and you got with us even through, I remember in January, Dr. Martin Luther King March. You got out there and you marched with the young folks,
Right.
And that's what we need. We need someone that can be touched, you know what I'm saying?
Right.
That's not just talking about, things, but actually doing it. And you're doing the work, you know what I'm saying? And that means a lot,
Yeah, and I like to say this as well.
Mm-hmm.
I guess I need to let the people know more of what I do. Because in going out, it's like, oh, she don't do anything.
Right.
I do a lot. I mean, and I don't even, sometimes maybe that's my fault not requiring everybody to come do it with me.
Right.
But whatever you need me to do, I do. I just try my best to do whatever is need to be done and not necessarily make a show of it.
Right.
I mean, and like I said, my proudest moment is when this District 1, got that $450,000 worth of grant money to renovate our homes. I was so excited. I was like, that was my Christmas present,
Right.
And I didn't even have a home be able to participate in it.
Right.
But I was so happy for the community.
That's right.
And then I had to hear the pleas of the ones who didn't qualify as well. So as a councilwoman, that's what you do.
That's right. That's
I mean,
right.
you try to do better than you did before. And to be given that opportunity now that I know a little bit more and have a whole lot more support, you know,
Right.
and it's just building relationships and building the bridge. And I want to thank you too,
Right.
Elder Williams, for being a major support of the Rolanda Jones campaign and
Right.
the Rolanda Jones Foundation.
Right.
And I just want to, and I want to thank you for your motivation and your encouraging words sometimes, you know, and I just want to thank you for that. You know,
Well, you're welcome.
from you know, me.
Right.
And to the community again, if you need me, I'm there. Just call me. I'm very, very accessible. I don't go anywhere much. I'm at home. So,
Right.
But if you don't see me, you see him. He know how to get me.
Definitely. Once again, thank you for all you do, and I must say this, you know, you can't do too much in 4 years, no way. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
I mean, it takes a while, you know. Like you were saying, you know, you had to learn the ropes, you know,
Right.
as you begin to progress. And so I want to say thank you. You've accomplished a lot within 4 years. I must say, I've seen you in the field, you know. I'm not talking something I heard, you know,
Right,
but I've seen, you know,
Right.
we've stood with you, and I must say thank you, you know, for what you've done for this community. Also with the youth program, you know, I remember we were going to Atlanta. You stopped by and brought goodies for us, you know, snacks and all that good stuff for the kids, you know.
Right,
I believe we had like over 60-some kids, you know, that went on that trip, and you were there early in the morning, around 6 o'clock in the morning, and making sure that the kids were taken care of. That means a lot, you know, and so we want to tell you thank you for all that you do. You know, sometimes people may not see it, you know, it may not hit the headlines, but people see you, you know, in the community. And I want to encourage people, you know, go out on August the 23rd, I believe it is, August 23rd, and vote for Rolanda, because she is a voice piece for the people. And I'm not just saying it just to be saying it. For about 7 years, going down to the city council, and she was there for 4 years of that 7 years, just taping every second and fourth Monday night, you know, there at the council, and I would see her speak up for the people, and that means a lot, you know. And I would just shake my head, you know what I'm saying, just shake my head, there you go, speaking up for District 1, that means a lot. And we want to encourage people, you know, go down to the city council meeting on the 2nd and 4th and see that your council person work for you, you know. And I must say, Rolanda Jones, Councilwoman, works for District 1, and I want to encourage you to go out, vote for, you know what I'm saying, because she will speak for you. Once again, thank you for tuning in to Keeping It Real Talk Show.